All right. So we have a show in Long Beach to cover, and that's Strong Style Evolved. And that one is Sunday, and it is on your NJPW World. Does not look like it's a pay-per-view. It looks like it comes to your subscription.
Super exciting.
Yeah. So let's take a look at that card, Jeremy, and see who we have lined up for Strong Style Evolved on Sunday. So we have, again, for us watching at home, there are some house shows that are not going to be televised on NJPW World. We'll have this, and then we'll have Korakuen Hall on the 22nd and 23rd. That's it until the Dome. So each one of these is pretty important. We have the Strong Survivor match, Matt Vandegrift and Zane J. Now, this is actually a rematch. They've wrestled for the Strong Survivor spot before. We've postulated in the past that maybe it's time for Vandegrift to move on to the regular Strong Style roster, the NJPW Strong roster. So maybe this is time for Zane to win this and start a new chapter of this whole Strong Survivor thing. I mean, somebody eventually needs to knock the King of the Mountain off the King of the Mountain, or it just doesn't go anywhere, right?
I feel like he needs at least 3 or 4 matches as a heel to really heal it up, to really get his character the seasoning that he needs to graduate to the thing. He hasn't been heel enough, you know.
All right. I think Zayn might win this. It's the first time they've ever run an angle where someone challenged him for it. It's always been just a match that's announced before. So I feel like they're telegraphing something with it.
I hope so, but I've been fooled so many times. My heart has been broken so many times, Steven.
Fair enough. You're heartbroken. All right. That's the opening match there. They always make that the opener. And then we have Johnny Robbie taking on Mina Shirakawa in a singles match.
Was this the match that set up in Rev Pro a while back?
I think it was, yeah. And it should be interesting there. And again, we have Mercedes Moné on the card. So as always, watch out for the winner of a special singles match coming back out afterwards. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Robbie won this one too, because they have that Rev Pro match and they set it up and they haven't actually. I don't know if they've actually gone through with that match. I don't know. Mina Shirakawa should be winning, but who knows?
Mina's another one that's probably heading to North America more than Japan in the coming years or so. We will have the Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions. We have James Drake and Zack Gibson, the Grizzled Young Veterans, taking on West Coast Wrecking Crew. So hopefully this will be a good match. I mean, it seems like on paper it would be a really good one. So I'm hoping it lives up to that.
This is first title defense for Grizzled Young Vets?
Yeah, they won it from TMDK at the last Strong Style show in Massachusetts.
If this were AEW, I'd be a little worried for Grizzled Young Vets' chances, given that they lost to the Outrunners within weeks of being competitively balanced with the Young Bucks and FTR. But this is not AEW. This is New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I suspect that their title reign will sustain past the West Coast Wrecking Crew. However, I look forward to enjoying.
Dunstan is saying that Goto and the West Coast Wrecking Crew are always the bridesmaid, never the bride here, that they are destined to come up short time and time again. By the way, Dunstan also asked about what did I think about TMDK, Haste and Nichols not being involved on the card for the Dome. Talked about it a little bit recently. They seem to be getting de-emphasized. It just seems like New Japan is ready to move on to other things than Mikey and Shane right now. They've lost both their belts. They had a rather lackluster results in the World Tag League, and it might be that New Japan is just thinking, well, it's time to move on to other tag teams right now, because they seem like they're being rolled down the card rather than headed up. So anyway, here we go with the openweight titles: Grizzly Young Veterans, West Coast Wrecking Crew. That's early in that card. Then we have this one. This is a 4-way match, and it is one person in each corner. Now, this is a preview of the junior heavyweight tag team match.
Right.
And so we have one representative from each team. We have Connors, KUSHIDA, Kosei Fujita, and TJP. You know what's interesting about this one, Jeremy?
I think you're about to tell me that they have a parallel match happening in Japan with the other 4 guys on the road to Tokyo Dome.
That's right. So Drilla Maloney, Kevin Knight, Robbie Eagles, and Francesco Akira will take stage in their own 4-way match at Korakuen Hall. So we'll see both sides of it. But
I thought that was really clever booking to kind of do it that way.
Yeah, nice. It'll be a nice, interesting way of leading up to the big match in Tokyo. And again, this one should be terrific. I mean, all 4 of these guys are really good.
Hey, if you are going to this show, check Clark Connors' Instagram, because apparently he is putting together some kind of pre-game meet and greet at one of the restaurants near the show. So if
Nice.
that's kind of your jam, look up the Clark Connors Instagram.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun match. And then we have Lio Rush and Hechicero, which is
what the fuck is this match doing here?
Two names drawn out of a hat, but hey, I'm not going to complain. They're both really good.
In a vacuum, this match is going to rule.
Yeah, it will. I think it's going to be really, really good. But you're right. It's random as all hell.
Like, I looked at this and I was like, sure, okay. And I will tell you, and I'm going to say it again, I am so glad this match is happening in Japan. Because there will be a minimum amount of, like, real bullshit. This is just going to be two guys wrestling a good match with, like, some type of clever finish. And I couldn't tell you who would win.
No.
I kind of think Lio Rush, but if Hechicero won, I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah, if this were in Arena Mexico, it would be a fantastic match. This is going to be a fantastic match. It's just, it needs to be in the right hands.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for this match. When I thought of, like, yeah, okay. I was like, I'm willing to spend $20 to watch this match. And then I found out I don't have to.
You don't have to. It's a good day. It's a good day. All right, next. All right. So Hiromu Takahashi teaming with Titan, another CMLL representative, against Templario, now with the United Empire, and with the colors in his mask to go for. They have the graphic ready, Jeremy. Look at that. It's got the UE colors in the Templario mask. That's a really cool mask. I love Templario's mask. And he's teaming with Jakob Austin Young. So a new member of United Empire, Templario, Jakob Austin Young against Hiromu and Titan. We know that Hiromu ain't losing the fall here. So other than that, it's just a matter of who does. But again, it'll probably be some pretty good action.
Hiromu's in the semi-main. He's pinning Jakob Austin Young.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, that's, now that Henare is out of this match, that's what it seems like to me. Can we Templario in United Empire via Capitan TJP Twitter announcement was one of the most LOL WTF moments I've had in a while. I was like, sure, whatever. Like, Templario's awesome, right?
Yeah, he's great. It's
just like, there was a minimum amount of opportunities to do this, but why wasn't this on the World Tag League Finals?
Well, right? Yeah, no, I do understand what you mean. It's an interesting point there, and fair enough. If they just couldn't get Templario in Japan for that one, you get him in the United States,
or even like just a video. Like, they put the video on Twitter.
Yeah,
like, why wasn't this video on the World Tag League Finals? Like, it was before.
It's awkwardly executed. It is right there, but I kind of like the idea that factions have branches in around the world. If you can get the alliance working with these promotions to do so, I like it. Yeah.
I'm totally into all this. It was just one of those, like, boy, these guys are scrambling right now.
And I think it adds a little bit for Fantasticomania too, because I'm sure he'll be over there with the UE and Titan over there with LIJ. So yeah.
All right, next one.
So, and Venkin saying, what did I miss? Random Twitter new member. The TJP announced on his X, I guess it's X, whatever it is, Elon Musk's cesspool of a site, that Templario is now a member of United Empire. He's the latest recruit to UE. So
he is one man replacing two unreplaceable members.
Yeah, because we really have no idea how long Henare and Callum Newman are going to be out. Strong openweight title match. We have Gabe Kidd, the champion, defending against Ryohei Oiwa. So, yeah, again, the strong openweight champion doesn't necessarily have to be protected, but neither does somebody who's challenging for the TV title. So this one could go either way. I don't know if it's time to take the title off of Kidd.
It's not going either way.
I don't think. Well, I would be very surprised if Oiwa won, but you could make a case for it. I think Gabe Kidd's probably going to retain right here. And Oiwa, not quite his time yet. There will be a time for Ryohei Oiwa, but I don't think it's yet.
In no way, shape, or form, is Gabe Kidd losing any match before he's facing Kenny Omega.
Yep, that's probably true.
In my mind, there's nothing. Like, this is going to be a great match. These guys are going to beat the hell out of each other, but Gabe Kidd is not losing this match. And Kenny Omega is not coming back from Japan to give him a one-winged angel in the middle of Long Beach. match.
I thought it was interesting, Jeremy. I was listening to the We Work Stiff from a while ago.
Yeah.
And we're going to be on there, by the way. Keep your eyes and ears out for that. Jeremy and I are going to record a segment with the We Work Stiff guys for their special stiffness show. There's going to be a whole slew of guests.
We'll be contributing to 10 hours of New Japan Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle content.
You're only slightly exaggerating, I think. That show's going to be very...
It's going to be like 10 hours.
Oh, my goodness. So, but stiffness is coming, and we're going to be part of it. And
Chris Charlton, Righteous Reg, Phil Lindsay, us, the main attraction, the Keeping It Strong style guys. There's a whole Super J-Cast is going to be on there. We're going to be featured among greatness.
And we have a thing here where I don't know if you saw them talk about it, how the Gabe Kidd Kenny Omega confrontation was a mirror, or not a mirror, but it's certainly inspired by the Jack Perry CM Punk thing. And that the way that whole thing went down is Kenny's artistic interpretation of the Jack Perry CM Punk confrontation at AEW, which entertained me a little bit. That's a little Easter egg Kenny dropped in.
Meta/therapy session.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
All right.
After that, Zack Sabre Jr., Bad Dude Tito, and Shane Haste from TMDK in a preview match against Shota Umino and Dirty Work. That's Rosser and Lawlor. So really not a whole lot to this one other than we're going to get a little bit of a preview of Umino and Sabre before the Dome. We're not going to have too many of them. There's going to be another one in Tokyo, of course. These guys are going to be on those Christmas Corkins, and they will be meeting in preview tags throughout that tour. Most of which we will not see, but this is another chance for us to see challenger and champion in there together.
No Mikey Nichols in the near future. Not here. Not on the U.S. show in San Jose. I think it's really interesting. I wonder if the
remember we had a thing where Haste was missing for a while, and we only had
Haste is on this one, and he's listed as one of the names for San Jose, and he's been training and teaching at the LA dojo for a while.
Right.
So, I got nothing to read in anything, but Mikey Nichols is probably doing a lot of headbutts. Maybe they don't want him doing a whole lot of headbutts anymore.
Anyway, next match here will be special tag team grudge match, and this one should be really good. It's Konosuke Takeshita in a preview match against Shingo Takagi. So Takagi's partner, Yota Tsuji, and then Jack Perry on the other side. So it's Takeshita and Perry against Takagi and Tsuji. And, of course, Perry is going to be wrestling Tsuji at Wrestle Dynasty, and that could be for the global title. They finally made that clear, by the way. That
I like that they did all that.
Yeah, me too. If Zack wins, obviously, it's a title match with Ricochet at Wrestle Dynasty. If Shota wins, then his match with Claudio Castagnoli will be for the IWGP title. Similarly, for the global title, it'll be David Finlay against Brody King for that title on the 5th if Finlay wins. But if he loses it to Yota Tsuji, that makes the Yota Tsuji Jack Perry match a global title match. And, of course, Takeshita is facing off with Shingo in the match that I can't wait for at Wrestle Kingdom. The winner of that one gets Tomohiro Ishii, who is smarter than everybody, and he'll get a shot at 2 titles if Takeshita comes into that with the AEW International title. But this match here at Strong Style, preview of all that. Tsuji, he wants that Jack Perry for attacking him. Takeshita and Shingo want their preview match, so this should be a pretty entertaining tag.
I never had it in my bingo card that Jack Perry and Takeshita would be in a tag team together, but it's probably going to be a great match and a lot of fun. And if these are the guys that, AEW is sending over for the New Japan show, it's like pretty good. I'm kind of into it,
Yeah. And House of Torture Jack Perry works for me better than the other versions of Jack Perry that we've seen. So he was strong in that role when we saw him in the spring.
So I am here for all of this. I kind of think that the LIJ side, yes, we are getting Shingo Takeshita Kingdom.
I think we surprised Venkin with that one. I didn't hear the announcement. Yeah, Shingo and Takeshita, and any titles they carry are going to be on the line. So if Takeshita comes in with that belt, that's on the line too. Winner gets Ishii at Dynasty.
So Okada and Takeshita, I feel like they're circling each other. Perry is tied with Okada. There's a lot of like weird stuff, but when it's just like, hey, let's just put these guys in a match together, it works, kind of. But you just look past everything and enjoy this match.
Yeah, so we just have 4 really good wrestlers in here. So
yeah.
And then the main eventing this show, the NJPW Strong Women's Title, Hazuki from Stardom challenging Mercedes Moné. Again, this is somebody that Moné really likes to work with. She's faced Hazuki before, and I believe it was a 3-way match. And Hazuki's a great, great wrestler. I liken her to Goto in that she always seems, first of all, she's in one of the best tag teams in the world, just like Goto is. And then she tends to get to these title matches, but not win them. I would expect the same thing here. I don't see Hazuki upending Mercedes Moné, but I can definitely see perhaps Mina Shirakawa coming out and challenging Moné afterwards, which I think would be a draw in the United States. But either way, we're taking a look at that. And Mercedes Moné defending against Hazuki should be a wonderful match. I expect Mercedes to retain and then get her microphone time afterwards, which is part of the point of all this. But should be terrific because Hazuki is a very, very talented worker.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this match because anytime that Mercedes ends up doing these matches with the Japanese talent, they end up being really good. And so I always enjoy it, and she's motivated. It may be the last one that we see for a while, apparently, because the way that her schedule lines up doesn't really have her doing anything but AEW shows. And so, Takeshita might be the new hot flavor du jour that is the top AEW star doing the New Japan shows for the foreseeable future. Because Mercedes has done them for almost a year now. It feels like she came back from AEW. She kind of put in the investment and started doing those shows too. And she came back, May? But she started showing up in January. God, her whole return thing has just been a labor of something.
Yeah, it's been odd, but the thing is, she's got other irons in the fire too. She's going to be at Wrestle Dynasty. There's a 4-way match at Wrestle Dynasty that could tell us a little bit about the future there. And it's important to remember too, Stardom has really been putting a lot of stock in the Yokohama show they do in the spring. And I think they're going to want Mercedes Moné for that as well. So that could be a special attraction type of thing too for her.
Can I double back to another match that we're talking about and a slightly weird prediction?
Sure, go ahead.
Let's see if I can find it. So this match is on Sunday night, right? And so
tell the podcast people what
the Shota Umino, Fred Rosser, Tom Lawlor versus Zack Sabre Jr., Shane Haste, and Bad Dude Tito match. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the Collision taping that is happening the night before.
Okay.
I don't see Ricochet on the card.
Okay.
I think possible that Ricochet could show up at this match afterwards to further the Wrestle Dynasty angle.
It could be.
And that could be the hot little angle that they try and do to goose that one up as well.
There you have it.
Just throwing it out there because it just seems kind of like maybe that's one of the last things they need to do.